And we welcome you to beautiful Prosper High School here in the Dallas area. We're actually north of Dallas. In fact, we're so far up that we're north of Frisco. I am Chuck Licata bringing you this live broadcast on the Texas Girls Coach Association YouTube page. Happy to have you with us tonight. It is a barn burner of a region semifinal. Region 1 semifinal coming up as we get ready for Mound and Byron Nelson. This is a playoff match that the last 2 years was a round earlier. It was a regional quarterfinal the last 2 years. In 2018, it was Flower Mound that won it, and then they went on to win state. Last year, it was Byron Nelson. They won it. They went on to win state. So kind of get the feel for that might be the case this year. And we are now going to be joined by our first guest as he joins us, turns his phone off. Well, Kevin McAdams, by the way, from Victory Radio Network, our producer, giving up his time to be with us tonight. And Kevin turns his phone off because he knows how important it is. Mr. Tim Ford, it's nice to meet you, sir. How are you?
It's fine. Doing good.
Okay. So let me get a couple of questions about Louisville ISD. First and foremost, you and your great staff, over the summer, especially after March when the COVID pandemic started and into March and then into the summer, a lot of unknown about what might happen, what might not happen this fall. Take us through that, your folks, your staff, talking about how to make things happen and what challenges you faced.
Spend most of our time trying to figure out all the implications of COVID and how to lessen the impact and mitigate possible transmission of the virus. That's the biggest thing. And then after that is doing a real good job of figuring out where the kids are so that we can contact trace. That's been the two biggest things that we've had to deal with.
As we talked to Tim Ford, the athletic director of Louisville ISD, Tim, obviously, I talked to the coaches, especially here tonight while they were warming up, and they, with a lot of people that I worked with this year, they're just happy that we're at this point. They're just happy that we were able to get here. Besides volleyball, talk about football, cross country, everything. Talk about how things progressed as the seasons went on and the fact that the teams actually played.
It's hard to say. We've spent so much time trying to mitigate everything so that everybody has a chance. We've ended up losing in our district 3 different football teams for 2 weeks. Volleyball, Hebron didn't make the playoffs for the first time in 21 years, and it can directly be attributed to the fact that they just couldn't get past the virus. Cross country, everybody that we did, we just worked on trying to stay outside, staying away from each other, and mitigating, contact. And we're lucky we've gotten to where we are.
Obviously, I know just like with Libby Pacheco from Northwest ISD coming up after you, there's a lot of people that did a lot of hard work that may not get the attention, that may not get the praise they deserve. I'll give you kind of a little bit of time here. Bring in some folks or some departments and, some folks that have really helped y'all out that may not be in the spotlight, may deserve a lot of praise, but may not get it.
You never think about the school nurses, but, they work really hard to make sure that everybody's following all the standards we have to. And the other part that you never is our custodial crews, the cleanup that we're doing everywhere. Our assistant coaches, they're spending countless hours. We've been working straight since June, trying to do sport-specific stuff, and all the little things that they do, all the sterilization, cleaning that they do. It's just a lot of work by a lot of people.
What about you? You're the head man. You're the big cheese. Now, of course, you do have Christy Lyles, who I covered when she was at Stony Point High School back a few years ago, right, Christy? Yeah, back a couple of years ago. And I was actually kind of surprised. You inherited her on your staff, and she's like, he could have let me go, but he kept me. I was like, no. He came in, realized you were the big cheese, and he just decided, okay, this is the person I need, right?
I got a great staff. Christy's one of them, and does a great job, and Clay Cody does a great job, and they basically keep me in line. We've got over 10,000 athletes and 812 teams, so it's quite a bit to keep going.
talk about Louisville ISD. I mean, obviously, head athletic director, you're watching over the athletic side of it, but obviously there's academics, there's band, there's so much more that goes on in the district. Kind of give us kind of a blanket overview from your perspective. What else is going on in Louisville ISD?
All the sports, like I said, I've got 812 teams. There's over 10,000 athletes on most given years. Just keeping things afloat right now has been the most difficult challenge. Middle schools, you've got less number of coaches, so it's affecting our middle school staffs greatly. It's almost a constant weekly change in schedule. Transportation, everything that you can think of is affected by this, and it's been all hands on deck to be able to get it done.
As we talk to Tim Ford, athletic director of Louisville ISD, for your staff, as a staff, not individually, but as a staff, what's been kind of the surprise, the thing that you were maybe something you were really concerned about, and it actually turned out to be pretty good?
Well, we started out this worrying about having gloves, masks, sanitation, gel, and things like that, and the district's been real good to be able to supply it. And really, the biggest thing that I've seen is that we haven't had to use as much as we thought we did. The masks, most of the kids provide themselves. So our supplies have been good. When it started out, I didn't think we was going to make it, but that's worked out pretty well.
As we get ready for this huge match, I mean, it's got to be one of the best, if not the best in the state at this round. Talk about Jamie Siegel. Talk about, your thoughts on the Flower Mound Jaguars volleyball team.
Well, I've known Jamie for quite a while. When I was the AD in Grapevine, she was at Colleyville, and she's a great coach, does a great job, and it's just a great team. This is the same match we had last 2 years. It's kind of sad that it has to happen right now, but at this level, but it's going to be a great match. I expect everybody to be playing hard. Coach Byron Nelson does a great job as well. It's a great team too, so it ought to be a good game.
Obviously, it's that time of year. We just got through Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming up. Thoughts on the school district as you prepare for the holidays?
We're continuing. We're going to keep trying to keep everything going and getting in. I worry about basketball. Basketball is very difficult. You're going to be in somebody's face. Wrestling, that's the other sport that I think is going to have a real difficult time competing. If we can get through those, then I think we'll make it to the end of the year.
And last thing, Mr. Tim Ford, anything you want to say to those watching the match here tonight? Anything about Louisville ISD? Anything about anything that you'd like to, a shout out you want to give or anything? The next 30 seconds are yours, sir.
Well, I don't think I can talk for 30 seconds. I appreciate y'all having me on. And Christy Lyle said that if you do this again, that she's going to be the one that's on the camera. So I'm all for it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time. All right. That is Tim Ford, athletic director of Louisville ISD. Great to have him on. And so obviously, if we have Louisville ISD on, we have to have Northwest ISD on. And we'll have a very familiar face, more so in the KMAX Sports days when we were KMAX Sports than the Vite Media days. But this is a young lady who, I was thrilled to have come in and come on. And she's now the assistant athletic director at Northwest ISD. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
How's it going? It's so good to see you again.
Libby Pacheco, Elizabeth Pacheco, whatever you want to call her. So I've been waiting to ask this question, since we decided to do this broadcast, okay?
Okay.
Are we past the point where we ask you, do you miss coaching anymore?
I was told that typically your third year out, that's when you kind of get that bug out of your system, but it's not. And to be honest with you, I hope it never goes away. I hope I will always miss coaching because I think it just makes me better at what I do and to serve these coaches and serve these kids. So, no, I still definitely miss coaching, and obviously being part of this community is still special to me because I'm still able to be somewhat part of it. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny, as I was talking to you down on the floor after I got a chance to talk to Bree, it hit me. Hey, Eaton's playing tonight. Eden is playing Geyer in the other match on this side of the bracket. Would Libby have actually gone to that one? And I was like, duh. She's a former Byron Nelson coach. Of course she's going to be here.
Well, I say that first year afterwards, I still felt like I had a lot of blue in my blood, but I'm just proud of all of our programs. And it was tough decision trying to decide who was going to go where, but what a great decision to make. Like to have two of our teams still playing. It's pretty incredible. So I'm proud of both programs for sure.
And obviously, Northwest School as well, Northwest High School as well, athletically. Kind of that's where I wanted to go. I mean, you have such a great view, and Joel Johnson, I got a chance to talk to him several times since we've started talking, and he said, the thing love about Libby is she sees the big picture immediately. He said that you see the big picture. Give me the big picture of Northwest ISD on the athletic side. Back when this started in March and then through the summer, I mean, we all did a lot of guessing.
And you know what? Here's the big picture. When we started in March, all of our conversations talked about this moment and these moments and the moments that our football teams have been having on Friday nights. And if we knew we might be playing some wonky schedules, we have Monday night football, Wednesday night football, and Saturday football, cross country and tennis. We just crossed our fingers and that we were going to be able to be part of something like this. And so that's the big picture. And we were preaching that to our coaches, preaching those to our athletes and to our parents. And luckily, because they all wanted this, we're able to experience this.
Especially in the Austin area, when I was covering volleyball down there, I talked to the coaches, and a lot of them said, we're just happy we're still playing.
That was the ultimate goal. This is awesome. The fact that we're able to do this, we just hope to be able to take the court, take the field, whenever somebody else is on the other team that can show up on the other side that can show up as well. So especially, you and I talked about it earlier. There's so much else in our world right now that can bring you down. And this is awesome. This is awesome for our community, for our kids. And we're just lucky to be able to be doing this.
I've got to admit, I really missed the Northwest ISD volleyball tournament this year.
It was a tough call, and we hung on as long as we could, but ultimately you have to do what's safe for your kids, and you want to maintain the integrity of the tournament, meaning that it's still going to be a well-run tournament with the kids and athletes in mind. And we knew, obviously, even before UIL made their stipulations that we couldn't have tournaments, we knew it was going to be tough to be able to ask teams to travel and have crowds and things like that. So who knows what next year looks like? We're already planning for it, but who knows? We'll see.
The fact you've gone through this year has made next year at least handleable, I guess, because you've been through this already, and hopefully this is the worst side of it.
That's what we can hope for, that this is the worst. And I know we do a really good job of listening to our health officials and to local government people and trying to make the best decisions for our kids. And so, yeah, that's all we can continue to do, and to just keep asking our kids and parents and coaches to follow all of those protocols that UIL has set out for us.
Same question I asked Tim Ford. As a athletic department overall, was there anything that you kind of planned for, like, oh my God, your worst case scenario, but it actually turned out to be pretty good?
Well, you know what? Worst case scenario was what happened in the spring, where all of our programs, our baseball, soccer teams weren't able to compete. So that for us, really, that was worst case scenario. So that, obviously, we're here. We're starting to plan for football playoffs. So that's, we haven't been put in those worst case scenario situations. So.
All right, let's go back to the volleyball court. About what's going to happen here in about 20 minutes or so and get going. obviously really proud of the defending state champs. Obviously really proud that the fact that they're here. Obviously really proud of the kids that played last year and carried things over. Obviously really proud of the kids that stepped into roles and have stepped up. You're the perfect person to ask about this Byron Nelson volleyball team.
Oh man! First of all, the coaches have done an amazing job with this group. It's always tough to play at a high level and then to maintain that high level. I think you see a lot of teams and programs where they'll be like one-shot wonders and then they disappear. So for them to be able to maintain this high level of play with the graduating classes that they've had, and they've done an amazing job. The kids stepping up and knowing that's winning is just part of that Byron Nelson culture. So I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for this team. They've done an amazing job. Every team that's still playing now has overcome some kind of adversity this year. They've had, I know Flower Mound's been quarantined at one point. We've had some kids that have been quarantined, and so again, just to be able to play here tonight is pretty amazing.
So it was going to be tough to replace a legend, but honestly, you probably couldn't have picked a better coach, one that has coaching experience at state, even before last year, and one who is one of the best setters in the state of Texas, who played for one of the greatest coaches, obviously, Jan Barker, and of course talking about Brianne Barker Growth.
Yes, absolutely. You know, our girls deserved somebody who was a big-time coach and who could lead them, take them to this level. And she's done a great job. And I know she would say this, that it wasn't just her, it's her staff and everybody working together. But a big part of it is also the girls buying into what she's telling them, which is easy. You know, it's easy. How do you not listen to somebody like with her pedigree? So yeah.
That's what all you coaches say. Somebody heaps praise on you. Oh, no. It's me and the staff and the community and the players. I mean, that's just, kind of a typical coach answer, right? Did you learn that in Coaching 101, or when did y'all learn that?
I think that's natural. It's part of being part of a team. You know, anytime you're part of a team, it's never about you. And that's what we teach our kids. That's what we preach our kids. So maybe I learned that, in my very first sixth grade volleyball team. Yeah.
So as I did with Tim, I'll give you a chance, 30 seconds, anything you want to say about anything. Northwest ISD, the teams, the programs, folks that, have done a great job that may not get a lot of praise, anything you want. 30 seconds is yours.
Yeah, okay. First of all, for sure, I want to praise and thank the support that we've gotten from our upper administration, our superintendent, and our directors, our directors throughout the entire district. They've been super supportive of not just athletics, but each of these programs and each of these coaches, which has made a huge difference. That doesn't happen in every district, and it doesn't happen around the state. And so our kids and our coaches are lucky. So definitely thank them. And I really hope that after tonight, we are having to plan for a Byron-Eaton regional final. Yeah.
Awesome. Young lady, Libby Pacheco, Assistant Athletic Director of Northwest ISD. So great to see you. I'm so glad. We'll see you soon. Absolutely. See you, kiddo. All right. There you go. So now we bring on our third guest, and she will be sitting in the quasi booth with me, as she will be doing color. And Kevin, can you ask Miss Aaron to pop over here real quick? There she is. I guess you would say the hostess of this, one of the hostesses, one of the runners responsible for it being here. Oh my God! And of course, Aaron Kaufman, head coach of Prosper high school volleyball team, and just you're also the assistant athletic administrator, correct?
Yes, I'm the assistant athletic coordinator here.
Okay. Coordinator, administrator, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm a media guy. I don't, it's just like cut and dry. But first and foremost, I'm not that smart a guy. Maybe the smartest thing I did, and I think Kevin will agree, Kevin McAdams, our producer, I put your photo up and said, really proud to have Aaron Kaufman as the color person, that thing is blown up on Twitter.
That's funny. I've had a few people say, "When was that picture taken?" I said, 2015. Those were the good old days, right after my honeymoon. Just got back from Greece, and now I'm 35 weeks pregnant with my second. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, and thank you for allowing us in this palatial arena. Wow.
We're very blessed and prosper. When I took this job 8 years ago, we were still under 1,000 kids. Now we have 2 high schools, a 5A and a 6A, and we've had these facilities even since we were a 3A school and opened in 2008. So we're very, very blessed here, and we're excited to host these 2 teams tonight.
Well, before we get to that, I want to get real quick about your team this year, which unfortunately lost last round of Flower Mound. But it's a great program. Obviously, the state championship in 2017, the legendary Sierra Hecht incident at the scorer's table, that whole deal. But also, I know, just like our previous guest, there's a lot of people that do a lot of hard work to make things like this happen.
Yes, we're, it's hard to lose to Flower Mound in the 3rd round. 2 of our 4 losses this year were against Flower Mound, but when they asked if we would be willing to host us, I thought, what a great opportunity for the people in this area to see a really high-level match. And, I'm upset we lost, but I'm not going to be bitter about it. I would love to host both of these programs. I know it's going to be a great regional semifinal match.
Real quick, give us kind of your thought, and we'll get your thoughts throughout the match, but give me just kind of a preview as they get ready to take their court, these 2 teams.
I haven't seen Byron play this year. I love their setter, Peyton Chamberlain.
Who doesn't, right?
I think she is so athletic. She sets such a clean ball. She is the best setter in the area, in my opinion. Charity Looper, obviously, is extremely athletic. The thing that Flower Mound has is they're so well-rounded. They are led by their 2 outsides, but they are deep at every single position. And when we played them last round, we just couldn't get a ball past them, whether it was their block or their defense, and they were aggressive with their serves. And it's just going to be a really good game to see who plays a higher level of volleyball tonight.
All right, we're going to head to the quasi booth and put the headsets on, get ready to call it. Okay, we got some time yet. I'm sorry. I thought we were getting ready to do the introductions, but we're 6 minutes away, so that's good. I like that. Okay, good. So the 2 coaches, Bree Barker Groth. I mean, I talked to especially, obviously, Libby about the experience she has. She's obviously, former state setter under one of the best coaches that's ever coached volleyball in the state. She's got state experience with Lovejoy previously before obviously winning the state championship last year. Give me your thoughts about Bree.
So Bree was in high school when I was coaching at Stephen F. Austin. So in the late 2008, I've watched her grow from an amazing player to an amazing coach. She has just a volleyball pedigree about her. It's in her genes with her mom, but I've watched her at Lovejoy as the assistant grow. I watched her at Colleyville. I've watched her all the way now to Byron. And what I like about Bree is she sees things from the angle of a setter, and that's the quarterback of the team. And so she knows she's the gas that, as a setter, you're the gas that makes the engine go. And so she knows what her team has to do in order to reach that top level.
And of course, Jamie Siegel, who, pretty much handpicked by Tim Ford and the staff at Louisville when Marcy Laraquente went down to coach Westlake in the Austin area, comes in, wins the state championship her first year. I mean, how high can we set the bar, And obviously one of the most determined coaches I've ever met.
I've known Jamie for about 8 years. We started coaching club together. When I first got the job here in 2013, I really relied on her mentorship. What I love about Jamie is she cares about volleyball, but she really cares about the intangibles. So even going into whatever year she is coaching, she still writes them notes. She does a lot of leadership training. She really works on the mental toughness aspect of it and the team dynamic aspect of it. So her team is going to be gelling at the right time.
What, and as you have experienced yourself as a coach, at this level, I mean, regional semifinals, you're one step away from, getting to the final 8 and then the final 4. Do the kids start looking past at all, or especially, like Bree and Jamie told me, this is something you don't have to get up for. It's Flower Mound and Byron Nelson. It's right in front of you.
I would hope with the history of these 2 teams meeting in the past 3 years that they aren't overlooking anyone. I would say with the way the playoffs are situated this year without having a regional tournament per se, there's less nerves because you're just playing in another gym. It's just another night. But for them, especially getting this deep, it's just who can calm their nerves the quickest and settle in.
You know, it's a great perspective, and I was going to go there with you, but since we obviously have a little bit extra time, I thought the 3 weeks of non-district tournament, Butch Hart and Butch I consider the guru of high school volleyball. I've been covering since 1983, and myself, that's the time, those 3 weeks are the time we get to see everybody. We get to visit with coaches, we get to see teams, and even though obviously you're a much different team, even in the middle district than you were, we at least get a feel for the team, the culture. How much did these teams, and how much did your team miss those 3 weeks of non-district tournament play?
We missed it a ton. I think that there are a couple reasons why you like those 3 weeks. One is you get to play around with your lineup to see who's gelling, who's not, giving people a chance. Some people aren't practice players and they don't show out in practice, but they get into a game and they're very competitive. We didn't have that this year. The other thing is, as a coach, you want to get to know your team. I was still learning my team into playoffs. We were a team that didn't adjust well in the middle of a game. I would have found that out in the first three first 3 weekends of our tournaments when we were playing teams without a scouting report. But because every game was planned this year and we had scouting reports, I didn't realize until late in district that we have to keep on our scouting report or else we're not going to adjust well. So I think the other part is, if you're in a weak district, you like to play the best of the best if you're very talented to kind of turn some heads, and we didn't have the ability to do that. I think we played 20 matches. I think that Flower Mound's at 21 matches. So it's really, you got to figure out your team quick, figure out the dynamics quick so that you are gelling and peaking this time of year.
So with what we've been through this year, all that we've learned per se, what characteristic or what procedure might carry through, even if we get, the antivirus and we get somewhat back to quasi-normal? What do you think are some of the elements that we'll keep from what we learned during this pandemic?
I would hope that people are just grateful to be playing right now. A lot of states aren't. We are very blessed to be playing. And so hopefully, I think sometimes, especially in Texas, you take it for granted. These girls are playing club, they're playing year round. It's just something you do once August 1st hits. And when that was taken away in the spring, I had girls on my team that were, they were lonely. They missed their friends, they missed their teammates. And so it made them, even if we didn't come out and win or we didn't come out and play as well as we could, they were just so grateful to be there with their friends and with their coaches. So I hope that really carries over in next year and beyond.
So we were talking about the 3 tournaments. There's, that's almost 30 matches, right?
Absolutely. We play upwards of 40, 45 matches a year, depending on how far we get in playoffs. And this year we ended with 20 matches. So I will say it has decreased the amount of nagging injuries, which has been nice. But you want more time with your kids. You're used to more time and more matches with your kids. And so we lost last week and we got outplayed by Flower Mound, but I still feel like a weird emptiness, like it's not over yet, because we're used to playing so many more matches.
So that was exactly where I'm going. Despite the fact we lost the tournament and team coaches especially didn't really get to know their teams as soon as they normally do, were the girls, outside of the obvious COVID situation, were the girls a little bit more flexible? Were they a little bit more, and able to play longer, as opposed to playing 30 matches and some having those little nagging injuries early on?
Absolutely. I agree with you. I think that we've seen fewer injuries. Coaches have been very mindful of that, in my opinion. Also mindful of getting them back on the court. You can't just rush them back out, even though they haven't played. You have to put them on a jump count and a swing count. And the coaches that have done that have seen really good results. Their players right now, if they're still playing, they're peaking and they're ready to perform at their highest level.
All right, so Kevin, let's take it back out to the court as we get ready. Coach Kaufman and myself will go in the quasi booth, put on the headsets, and get ready to call this. In the meantime, we'll take the PA announcer here live on the player introductions. So here we go. Flower Mound is the visiting team. Byron Nelson, the home team. Chuck Licata here, along with Aaron Kaufman, head coach of Prosper. Kevin McAdams punching the buttons and making everything look and sound good as it can. Heard a little bit of static during the crowd, but I mean that's just the crowd situation. Not much you can do about that. Okay, so you're coaching either one of these teams. You got the nerves going. You're obviously excited. Do you try to keep them calm through the first few points, or do you let them feel things out?
I try to keep them calm. I think it starts with the first touch, whether it's off the serve or the pass. Those first 10 points, just get a feel for the match, and then as you get more comfortable, start to really put your foot on that gas pedal.
If you were coaching either one of these teams, what do you tell them going out?
I would tell Byron Nelson to serve extremely aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell Flower Mound they have to stop Charity Looper. They have to.
All right, here we go in the beautiful Prosper High School gymnasium. We call it arena. It's so beautiful here. As we get ready for the match, Byron Nelson on the left side, and left side of your screen, Flower Mound on the right side of your screen. Say hello to Sam Tipton, Executive Director of TZCA, and Mr. Lee Grisham, a six-time champion head coach, state champion head coach for Wimberley back in the day. Is Lee's assistant executive director. And one of the things that I found interesting once we got to COVID, the teams stay on the same side of the court. You don't change. Any difference for you this year when you did that? Was there any advantage, or was it just kind of something you got used to?
We got used to it. I
Really?
don't think there was much of an advantage or disadvantage to it.
All right, here we go. Flower Mound to serve, and we are underway in this Region 1 semifinal match. Nice dig in the back row, set to the right pin. Dug out by Campbell Love, and Charity Looper blocked up front. Charity Looper makes it work, and that's going to be a lift on Charity Looper, and Flower Mound takes a 1-0 lead. How much do unforced errors play in the first part of a set when you're just trying to feel each other out?
I think it's a difference maker.
Problem on the serve receive. Looper with the free ball. Short one. Set in the middle. Kaylee Cox. Nice dig in the front row there by Addie Miller to the back row. The set. Attack right side. And that one down for a kill. And Flower Mound out to 2-0 lead.
What I love about number 9 for Flower Mound is she can hit an array of shots.
Service over. Set on the set in the slide rather. Quick set in the middle there, and that one, trying to send that directional was Haley Hutchings, but she pushes it too far. Point for Byron Nelson. Serving for the Bobcats, Addie Miller. Was set there by Caroline Dykes. The hit by Cox, dug out there by Meredith Doucette. Cox gets another tap on the left side. Set right side, and that goes out. Hit too hard by Nina Peterson. And coach, 4 points and 3 errors.
Exactly, the first 10 points, those unforced errors really matter.
Kaylee Cox back to serve. 6-foot senior outside hitter. And that one tipped nicely there. Peyton Chamberlain. Gee, what a shock. Peyton Chamberlain. Some of us call that the dump shot by the setter. Is that close?
Absolutely. She's so athletic. I'm so impressed with her.
A lot of votes for her for setter of the year as she serves it over. Picked up by Angelique Sear. And then the kill by Sear in the middle.
Byron Nelson's going to have to serve more aggressive to take Flower Mound out of their offense.
Angelique Sear, her first kill of the match by our count. Not sure what we're discussing. This is the fun part and annoying part as a broadcaster. You get in these conversations like, what are they talking about? That's when it plays to be a coach. Meantime, Charity Looper down from Peyton Chamberlain. That's a combo that's worked for the Bobcats this year, 10-14.
Absolutely. I think the new state COVID rule is if you're not sitting down in a chair, you have to be behind the bench.
Ah, okay. So 4-3 now. Service over. Dug out by Cox. Set on the right side. Kept alive there by Nina Peterson. Free ball sent over. Set in the middle, and Angelique Sear. When you have two powerhouse offenses like this, I would imagine as a coach, you're sitting on the sideline, you're like, oh crap, we just had to send them a free ball.
I tell my girls just to swing away, because even if you make an error, it's going to be a point for the other team. If you send a free ball over, it's going to be a point for the other team.
Back to serve for the Jags is Sear. Dug out. Right side swing. Nice dig there by the libero, Amador, but point for Nelson. So we're to the 10th point and we're 5-4. Surprise or no?
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Right side swing for Sear. Nice dig by Chamberlain. Gee, what a shock there. Dug out back row. Tip shot. Dug out nicely there by Fusselman. And that one down by Samantha Hoppies. And we are tied at 5 on point number 10.
I'm impressed with Byron Nelson right now. They don't seem nervous at all.
Eden Fusselman, the last of 4 varsity starters since Byron Nelson opened in 2009, and it's going to be a double. Explain what a double tap is.
A double is when the ball comes out uneven out of the setter's hands. It's a double contact. It's not a solid one contact.
Byron Nelson, their first lead. Tip shot off the quick set. Dug out. Swing down the left side, and Cox not able to pull that one out. The kill for Keaton Rogers. And now it's a 2-point lead for Byron Nelson. Fusselman, nice line drive serve picked up by Cox. Set on the left pin, down the line, was it in? No, they say it was out. Trying to tattoo the sideline and a hitting error. Fusselman to serve again. Off the tape this time, dug out nicely. Left side swing, dug out by Fusselman. Off the scoreboard, Chamberlain saves it, dump shot. Set on the right side, Cox with the tip, dug out. Good job by the Flower Mound front line. Cox from the back row sends it wide. Another hitting error, and it's a 4-point lead right now for Byron Nelson. And Jamie Siegel going to take a timeout. Okay, so Coach, what have you seen so far?
I think Byron Nelson's doing a really good job of just keeping the ball off the floor, and then their hitters are swinging high hands. Flower Mound has a huge block, and if you swing straight down, you're going to get blocked straight down. So their middle did a nice job swinging high hands, and really they're just putting the ball on the other side, and Flower Mound's making a bunch of unforced errors.
You know, both coaches talked about having to work on, you know, they kind of said a determining factor would be how we serve and how we pass. What does that mean?
The first touch is so crucial when you're playing a high-level team. If you give them an easy ball, they're going to shove it down your throat. Likewise, if you don't have a clean first touch on that pass, then you can only set 1 or 2 options. They already have a double block on you, and if it's a big athletic block, it's really hard to terminate the ball from that point of view.
Is any team doing a good job of keeping the other one out of system yet that you've seen?
I really like this. I like Fusselman's serve. She's doing a good job getting Flower Mound out of their offense. They've only set Sear.
So Eden Fusselman, we'll get more into her and her family career at Byron Nelson. Meantime, Angelique Sear, and this is something I talk about too in the broadcast. How important is it after you take your own timeout to score the point out of your own timeout?
You're trying to break up that momentum, so you want to side out as quick as possible.
Sear with her second kill. Fusselman will send over a free ball. Cox sets it. Rieger. Cox through the block, kept alive. Joust at the net. And the kill right there on the block by number 6, no surprise.
No surprise. She's the senior leader. She's telling them what to do. The girls listen to her. They really respect her.
So a 2-point run for the Jags out of the timeout. Sear to serve again. Nice serve off the tape, dug out by Looper. Set left pin. Nice dig in the back row there. Quick set in the middle. Attack left side. Nice dig by Sear. Ooh, and free ball. Oh, man. Left side swing again. Kept alive by Cox. And then Cox on the left side. I'm sorry, that was Sear in the back row, and then Cox with the swing. And a free ball sent over to Flower Mound again. See what they can do with it. Cox in the middle. Dug out by Looper. Fusselman. Another free ball. This is a roll shot. Attack right side. Another great defensive play. This one by Looper. Another free ball to Flower Mound. Cox blocked up front, kept alive, sent over on the one-hander by Bella Ortiz, and then down the line. Whew. Boy, if that's not emotional, I don't know what is.
This is fun volleyball. This is fun to watch.
Ten to 7 the score. About to serve for Byron Nelson. Bryn Bates, a junior defensive specialist, pops it over. Pass up front. Oh, close to the net. And then Cox, dug out by Looper. Charity is on fire on defense tonight. And then the hammer on the other side by Samantha Hoppy's her 3rd kill.
Charity's doing a great job reading the hitters from middle back. She seems to be right where they're swinging every time.
11 to 7. So Byron Nelson answers the 2-point run by Flower Mound out of their timeout. Pass up front off the serve. Push to the back row. Kept alive just over the net, and Cox with the easy hammer down. Kaylee Cox, her 2nd kill. Back to serve the libero, Elena Amador, the junior. Attack left side, Amador. Joust at the net, kept alive, and they're going to call a reach over.
Back row block by the setter. So if the ball breaks the plane, the setter can't touch it if the front row player for Byron is touching it.
12 to 8. To the back row. Sear with the serve receive. Quick set in the middle. Tip blocked up front. Kept alive. Amador sets Cox. Left pin in. I call that the directional, the location kill, if you will. $12 to 9. Service coming. Held by Looper with the roll shot. Kept alive. Set on the slide to the back row, but that one pushed it a little bit too far by Gabby Walker.
The set was a little low, and it forced her to speed up, and she just didn't time it right.
13-9, as you see on the scoreboard, run by Mr. McAdams. To the back row. Set on the slide, and they're going to call a double. How often does a double call in the playoffs rattle a setter sometimes?
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. How often does a double called rattle a setter sometimes?
It gets in their head.
Cox with the wide swing, dug out in the back row. Byron Nelson, looper, left side swing. Through the defense, down for a kill. Charity with her 3rd kill by our count. 15-9. And it's a 6-point lead, and I know in volleyball terminology, a 7-point lead is kind of that first level, right, where you get concerned. Cox, and that's out.
Especially with the momentum shift in volleyball. At 7 points, you start to worry. 5, 6 points, you think you can come back.
And don't forget, Flower Mound has used their first timeout already. They got one more in regulation play in this first set. Nice set. Pushed to the back row. That would have been out, but kept alive by Byron Nelson. Looper off the block. Joust at the net, and the easy one right there by Nina Peterson. And right now, everything seems to be going Byron Nelson's way, so much so, Jamie Siegel calls her 2nd timeout.
She has to use it at this point and stop the bleeding. 17-9. Her team is making a lot of errors. They're just getting worked by Byron. Byron's doing a really good job with the fundamentals, keeping the ball off the ground, putting the ball where Flower Mound is not. Flower Mound's having to work.
I don't have a total because I wouldn't want to be held to it, but a lot of unforced errors by Flower Mound right now.
A lot of unforced errors.
Okay.
Doubles by the setter, hitting errors. I thought Byron would win a lot of their points with Charity in the front row, but really they went on a huge run with Charity in the back row with her defense.
Right.
So right now you just see Byron firing on all cylinders, not making any unforced errors, and Flower Mound is.
So as far as Charity Looper goes, she's going to UCLA. Max Prep's All-American in the preseason. Under Armour All-American first team, no surprise there. Had a school record 43 kills in the 5-set win over South Lake Carroll to get here.
She can do it all, front row, back row. She's a great blocker. She looks good right now.
Her teammate Peyton Chamberlain headed to Wyoming, again a Max Prep All-American as well. 3rd team Under Armour All-American. 69 assists and 20 digs in that win over South Lake Carroll. As we get back to live action, right side swing. Nice dig there by Dykes. Right side shot, block, kept alive. Dykes pushed to the back row. Nice run and return there by Bates. Looper left side swing. Dug out by the libero Amador. Right side swing, kept alive. God, what great defense we're seeing by both teams. Oh, and Looper's shot is not going to ride the tape this time. (17-10). Kaylee Cox headed to Missouri. Max Prep All-American preseason, Under Armour All-American first team, but a service error. Tell you what, we're how many points in? It's the first service error, 28 points in, the first service error for either team.
Wow. You can tell with that serve, she tossed it a little too far behind her.
Speaking of servers, how about this? Peyton Chamberlain, the serve. Nice pass up front, quick set. Dug out by Chamberlain. Left side roll shot, kept alive. Good defense by Flower Mound. Attack right side, and the kill for Flower Mound.
It's a nice swing. She swung high. Charity's a very good blocker. She's up really high. She's able to go over her.
Gabby Walker with the kill there. Makes it a 6-point lead. And service over to the back row. Dug out by Doucette and hammered in the middle that time. Wow, quick set there, nice hit. Looking, there she is. Caitlin Croshaw with the kill for Byron Nelson. Service, dug out by Fusselman. Chamberlain, dump shot, falls in. I call that area the Bermuda Triangle, especially when a setter is able to do what Chamberlain just did.
Chamberlain's tall, but she does a good job of contacting that ball below the net. No one thinks she's going to dump. She does.
19-12, back to a 7-point lead as Looper serves it. Dug out by Cox. Angelique Sear finds the middle. Wow, that was a nice set and a nice deliverance by Angelique Sear.
That was smart of her to get the ball on the ground as quickly as she could. Don't give Charity enough time to get underneath that ball and dig it up.
19-13. As Megan Ferris, the 5'7" junior setter, back to serve. to the back row, and that'll be an ace, the first ace for either team. Cut it back to a 5-point lead. Megan Ferris. 257 assists and 15 digs this year. Block up front, and that's going to be the point for Angelique Sear. I guess they called a net violation?
I think they called under the net.
Okay.
That was a great save by Peyton, though, that one-handed back set.
And so here we go. Bree Groth calling a timeout as her team still maintains a 4-point lead. Okay, so if you're, let's put you in the huddle of Flower Mound. If you're Jamie Siegel, what are you telling your girls?
It's not over. It's only a 4-point lead. Volleyball's such a game of momentum. They have to relax. They have to trust their training, and they have to play discipline. Play base to read. Have a double block on every girl that gets set. Right now, I believe Charity's in the back row. So is Peyton Chamberlain. They're two big girls. This is the opportunity for them to run off a string of points, but they cannot let an unforced error affect that momentum.
By the way, huge applause to you, to your staff here, to Kevin McAdams, who's punching the buttons and making us look and sound good here on the TGCA YouTube page, bringing you volleyball, something we'd love to do on a regular basis. As we come out of the Byron Nelson timeout, Byron Nelson with one timeout left as the serve to Fusselman mishandled. Looper keeps it alive. Fusselman will send over the free ball. Set, left side, and Sear down with the kill. And you know, that's something early on in the match, especially on that 1 point. Flower Mound got a lot of free balls, but couldn't do anything with it.
They're running a fast offense, so if they can stay in system, you got 3 big hitters at the net.
3-point lead. Fusselman problem on the serve receive that time. Fusselman will send over another free ball. And that one too close to the net. Good adjustment by the Flower Mound players to handle that one. Meantime, tip shot from the left pin. And the kill for Nina Peterson. Her second kill by our count. That stops the momentum for Flower Mound.
Absolutely, and that goes back to that first touch. It's a free ball. It's got to be a perfect pass.
Fusselman to serve. Flower Mound had problems with their serve before. Nice dig by Looper again. Man, she is on. And a double called on Byron Nelson.
That's hard to swallow. It's an amazing dig, and then you have a double contact by the setter.
Angelique Sear headed back to serve again. She's headed to Arizona State, also a Max Prep pre-All-American for Jamie Siegel. Meantime, answering back is Samantha Hopkins, a sophomore. Well, I'll tell you what, for a sophomore, she's stepping up big time in a big game.
That's a clutch swing by a lefty. Lefties are hard to block.
Every team should have a lefty, right?
We've got 3.
And that's going to be a service error. First for Byron Nelson. So service errors tied at 1 apiece. More importantly, point and side out to Flower Mound. They trail it by 3, 21-18. Their libero, 5'7" junior, Elena Amador to serve. Chamberlain sets it on the slide on the other side, blocked in front. Now you went on the set. What was your thought?
Set was just really tight on the pins left and right against Flower Mound. You've got the Cox sisters. They're like 6'2" and 6'4". You cannot set that ball tight. You're trapping your hitter. They're going to get blocked.
Second solo block by our count for Kaylee Cox. That one, a perfect dump by Chamberlain. And to be honest with they're calling net violation.
I think she hit the net on her follow through. It was a nice dump. She just couldn't stop her left hand in time.
That's a shame. Now they're going to reverse it.
I thought it was just the ball, but the net is bouncing.
Wow. So Chamberlain with their 3rd kill. That's a big point swing there. Instead of 21-20, it's 22-19. And now a double. And it's 23-19. And again, Jamie Siegel has used both of her timeouts.
Megan Ferris, she's getting rattled a little bit with the double contacts.
Samantha Hoppies to serve. Pass up front by Cox. Cox will get it left side. Swing, and that'll be down for a kill.
You notice the setter bump set that last ball. She didn't want to get called for another double contact.
23-20. Only timeout left is on the side of Bree Growth. Caroline Dykes, 5'11", senior setter to serve. To the back row. Picked up there by Bates. Past Looper, left side. Oh, Angelique Sear looked like she was kind of caught in no man's land on that hit by Looper.
Looper just went high over the right back setter. Setter's got to get her hands up and dig that ball.
And it's set point number 1. Cox through the block, kept alive and down. If you need a point, no issues going with number 6, right?
Absolutely, 6 and 12.
Set point number 2 is Kaylee Cox headed to Mizzou. Back to serve.
Watch it over.
Looper out the block and down for the kill. Charity Looper, her 5th kill by our count. And Byron Nelson wins set number 1, 25-21.
I think Charity did a good job of hitting some off-speed shots that whole set, and then on set point, she went hard. So I think Flower Mound was probably preparing for hard shots from Charity, and she did a really good job of just placing the ball deep corners, middle box. She did a really nice job of making center back for Flower Mound, which is Sear and Cox, make them move, and it tires them out. There's 6 rotation outsides.
Right. What else did you see on the positive side, on the Byron Nelson side, the left side of your screen?
They're just playing hard. They know their backs are against the wall. Flower Mound is the team to beat, and they are playing like they have nothing to lose. Flower Mound they look like the pressure. They feel the pressure. They're making some unforced errors. They look a little shaky. I think they'll settle down at some point. But Byron Nelson's just doing a really good job of keeping the ball off the ground, swinging high hands, placing balls, and making Flower Mound feel very uncomfortable.
And they looked uncomfortable too, especially as you said, to me it was a combination of unforced errors and not being able to take advantage of free balls that were sent over.
The first touch is so crucial. If Byron gives you an easy free ball or an easy serve, you have to capitalize on that.
As we set up here in this beautiful gym, I mean, when I came in, Kevin came in, and we talked about how beautiful it was. You had 3 words: we are blessed.
We are very blessed in Prosper ISD. This is my 8th year here. It gets better every year. I came from Lovejoy, where I loved it there. I was Ryan Mitchell's assistant. We won state 3 years in a row, and I am so lucky to have this been my first head job, and we've been very blessed here.
Well, Kevin loves it here too, because where we're set up, it's obviously a great angle, beautiful view. You guys helped us with anything that we needed. There's also a restroom and a concession stand right behind us.
It's all you need, right?
We could not have asked for anything more, right?
Food in the bathroom.
As we get ready for set number 2, so put us in the huddle with Jamie Siegel and Flower Mound. What are you trying to do coming out set 2?
I think Jamie needs to calm them down. There's like a weird sense of urgency, yet you don't want to freak them out. So it takes 3 sets to win a full match. They certainly can play 3 or 4 more sets and come out winners, but they've got to turn it on now. They've got to figure out what their plan B is going to be if the set's not perfect, or if Byron Nelson keeps just putting the ball over and making them feel uncomfortable.
How much pressure is there, or do you think they're putting them on themselves? Because, again, they look like they put a lot of pressure on them in set number 1.
I think the loss to Plano Weston District was good for them. If they were undefeated heading up to this point, I think they'd be a little more freaked out. But they've had a few set losses. I think they know how to handle this. They're very senior heavy.
We got a lot of folks commenting on the feed, so we'll get to those comments. I just noticed them as we get ready for set number 2. Service by Flower Mound, and that's going to be an ace. Samantha Hoppes, who's a sophomore outside hitter. Boy, she has stepped up for her team tonight. First ace for Byron Nelson. And it's 1-0. Service again. Pass up front. Back row return. Dug out nicely there. by Hoppies. Looper. Nice dig by Amador to keep it around.
Nice
Cox.
set.
Oh, and they're going to call it double.
That's surprising. I thought that was a pretty good set.
Two to nothing. So many comments on the feed as that one goes out. Second service error for Byron Nelson. Gives Flower Mound the first point, 2-1. We've got Andrew Cook, Jan Kendall, Allison Bayard, Kirsten Wells, V. Ryan, Kristen Wells again, Stephanie Kohutik, I believe. Keep those comments coming. We'll certainly get to those as we continue on. Pass up front. Chamberlain, as she does, adjusts. Nice dig by Cox in the back row. Sear left side swing. And that'll be down for a kill. And we're tied at 2.
Charity got a few kills deep line in the first set. And now center back for Flower Mound is adjusting that way. She's going to have to start hitting cross court.
My stats have Cox and Sear with 5 kills each. They start getting warmed up. That one off the tape dug out by Fusselman. Chamberlain sets it on the slide. Dig. And that one popped over, but it is out. Excellent attempt there by Cox to dig that one out, but it'll be a kill for Addie Miller.
Byron Nelson's right sides are really stepping up right now because they know they're one-on-one with the block.
The serve. Sear on the serve receive. Quick set in the middle. One of the most fun things I love about volleyball is when you get that perfectly executed quick set.
Absolutely. Flower Mound needs to continue to use their middle hitters.
Haley Hutchings with the kill that time to tie it at 3. Hutchings her first kill by our count. That one dug out, problem. Looper will send over the free ball. Here's been an issue in set 1. That one popped over, dug out by Looper. Chamberlain sets it on the jump. And through the defense and down for the kill is Nina Peterson.
Like I said, the right sides for Byron Nelson are doing a really nice job right now. So that because the blockers for Flower Mound focus so much on Charity, it's leaving the right sides open.
Dean Wynn, M. Turner. And a double again called on Flower Mound. 2-point lead for Byron Nelson.
Both setters for Flower Mound are getting called. It's not just one.
Kelly Partridge, no relation to Keith Partridge, I would imagine. Haha. For those of us old enough to remember it. Overpass. Oh, you can't do an overpass in a game like this.
No.
Caitlin Croshaw with the kill.
I guess it was point Flower Mound.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think they might have been in the net. I'm not sure.
I missed the call there. Peyton Chamberlain over to talk to the upper. So is it R1, R2, up referee, down referee? What are the official names?
The up ref is the R1 officially, and the down ref is the R2.
Okay.
The up ref tonight, Gordon Welch, I believe he called over the net, which is what happens when the blockers touch the ball before it crosses the plane, which is the middle of the top of the net.
So point Flower Mound. They trail by 1, 5-4. Service over to the back row, and that's in. That painted the line. Wow. How huge is that?
What a momentum shift. If they hadn't called them over the net, it would have been 6-3. Point Byron Nelson, or serve Byron Nelson. Now it's tied 5-5.
Megan Ferris, her second ace, by the way, ties it at 5. Ferris to the back row. Looper. Chamberlain set in the middle, off the block, but nobody able to follow through, so another kill. And Flower Mound just not able, they're able to get close and tie it, but Byron Nelson always comes up with a way to re-grab the lead. 6-5 here in set number 2. Peyton Pulley says, go Cats. Sear off the serve. Sear down the line. Oh, and hits it out. Oh, they say it, I guess it hit the pin?
The ball was out, but I think they also called her in the net. Set was a little tight. The Flower Mound setters have to clean it up a little bit.
7-5. Byron Nelson leads. They won the first set, 25-21. Pass up front. Sear Roll shot this time. The defense keeps it alive. Free ball to Flower Mound. Oh, and that one into the net. Lucky to keep that one out. And it's going to be a net by, oh, it's going to be a lift. Either one would have been lift or net violation. And now on a three-point run now are the Bobcats. They lead it 8-5. Say hello to Lenny Forth. Sarah Martinez. Oh, my God. You talk about great libero. Sarah Martinez. That one goes out. Service here number 3 for Byron Nelson. 8-6 on the service here. Angelique Sear headed to Arizona State with the serve. Chamberlain sets it. Right side hit, dug out. Right side swing, roll shot falls in the middle. I call those change of paces swings.
It's a smart swing by Maddie Cox. You know, she's only a sophomore, and from what I hear, basketball's her big sport, but she's a nice-looking volleyball player.
Service. Handled by Hoppies. And a free ball to be sent over to the Jags. Pass up front, Amador. Tip shot, dug out by Fusselman. Chamberlain sets it on the slide. Tip shot. Nice dig there. Free ball sent over by Sear to the back row. Pass up front, Looper. Looper in the middle. Great dig, kept alive. And then blocked in front. Kept alive still, we're still playing. And that one down for Hoppies. If you like volleyball, that was a great point either way.
Absolutely. Peyton Chamberlain, setter for Byron Nelson, did a really nice job of setting the middle just there.
So Eden Fusselman, since the school opened in 2009, there has been a Fusselman on the varsity squad at Byron Nelson as we keep this one alive. Cox, left side, dug out by Looper. Roll shot. And that one finds a point. Hoppies. Ten to 7 the score. Set left side and down to the kill is Maddie Cox again.
Maddie Cox is really impressing me tonight. She's a sophomore, but she seems to be one that's not playing with any nerves.
Sometimes young players just don't know they're supposed to be nervous, right?
You don't know what you don't know.
And don't anybody say anything either. Elena Amador to serve. The libero. Left side swing, Hoppies, and that goes out. Oh, they call it in.
Deep corner.
And speaking of young players stepping up, Hoppies now, by our count, has 8 kills.
Yes, she's doing a nice job.
And service here by Bryn Bates. Quick set in the middle. Oh, yeah. I was saying something about the perfectly executed quick set just a minute ago. Haley Hutchings does it again, her second kill.
She's so fast. It's hard to get a block up. She beats the block almost every time.
Christopher, hello, Christopher. Good to hear from you. As the free ball sent over. You got to do something with it. You can't do anything when Charity Looper's playing defense, though. And then Hoppies on the other side. The difference maker, Charity Looper.
Absolutely. And then you have other girls around her stepping up, which is what they needed.
Again, a huge thank you to Kevin McAdams, who's piloting the ship by himself here. Sent over. Fusselman. Chamberlain, the dump shot. Dug out by Sear. Push to the back. As they say in real estate, location, location, location.
And that's what Haley Hutchins is known for, throwing deep corners. It's really hard to defend when you got one center back there.
Service over by Kaylee Cox off the tape, dug out. Fusselman. Swing right side, that goes wide. The attempt there by Addie Miller. And it's a 1-point lead at 12-11. I have to check the scoreboard though, because sometimes I'm wrong. Quite a bit, actually. more than I care to admit, as that one dug out. Looper sends it to the back row. Free ball sent over by Bates. Touch shot, that one down for the kill. I don't think Kaylee Hutchins expected that to be the end result the way it was, but she still gets a kill.
She has a wide array of shots. She's a beach player, and it shows.
And we are tied at 12 in set number 2. It's the service, and that one goes out. Only the second service error for the Jags. And once again, they drew close, but not able to take the lead. So that's a hump that Jamie Siegler's Jags have to get over. Meantime, Addie Miller, senior, with the serve. Cox receive. Sear down for the kill. It seems to me that Angelique Sear is finding her feet and finding her rhythm.
She is. Flower Mound needs to pass a little better so that they have all 3 options. When they bump set the ball out to her, she has a big double block on her, and Tooling's all she can do.
M. Turner says, amazing volleyball. Boy, you couldn't be more true. As that one dug out, and that one out. Kaylee Cox made that on the swing by Looper. Cox dug it out and went over, and then the miss hit.
You know, Looper, Sear, and Cox all play on the same club team together, so I think they know each other's tendencies. It's fun to watch them try to read each other.
Hutchings to serve. Fusselman, Chamberlain, Looper, tip shot, blocked in front. And they call
Net.
a net violation on the Jags, and we're tied again at 14.
It's on 4 stairs.
Christopher saying, hi, Sarah. Emily says hello. Some great 2020 liberos watching tonight. Oh, amen. Sarah Martinez, I'll get to that in a minute. Meantime, left side swing, dug out. Almost a joust, and then that's going to be out. The great libero for Hebron, Annie Benbow and Sarah Martinez, those two are among the ones that when I pick my All-State Awards at the end of the year, that's what I compare it to.
Oh, absolutely, 2 of the best.
Meantime, service here, 1-point lead for the Jags. Looper left side swing, blocked in front. Good job by Kemble Love to keep that alive. Looper again. Ooh, and that one sent over by Amador, but out.
What I like about Looper is she gets blocked, and most hitters would tip the next ball, and that's what Flower Mound was expecting. She went back and hammered again.
It's kind of like that Ezekiel Elliott, just keep feeding me.
Yep.
Looper serves it. Amador, the receive. Cox, dug out by Looper. Set left side, and that'll be out. And now we're starting to see a few more unforced errors on the Byron Nelson side.
Both teams are going to get tired, and they're going to make a few more unforced errors.
Service coming from Angelique Sear.
It's a good
Fusselman kept alive by Hoppies. Fusselman with the free ball. Pass up front. Right side swing by Cox, dug out. Fusselman, back row return, and that's going to be out. Speaking of which,
the thing about Flower Mound is they're just so physical. They tend to wear teams down. Whether they win the first set or not, teams start making more errors against them because they know they have to put the pressure on constantly in order to beat them.
oh, this is Byron Nelson's timeout. So take us inside the huddle of Byron Nelson. What is Bree telling them?
Flower Mound did a good job adjusting in set 2, so now Byron's got to be smart about where they're hitting the ball. So those deep corner shots, they worked set 1, they're not working now, so now we've got to change up our offense. I think Peyton Chamberlain is doing a really good job of finding her hitters other than Charity because Flower Mound has a double on Charity, a double block the whole time. So keep feeding your middle and your right sides. Right sides be aggressive. If it's too tight, if the block is there, try to tool off the block.
Robin McGuire on the feed on the TGCA YouTube channel says, let's go Jags. Kelly Parker says, go Bobcats, as we go back and forth here. Set number 2. Service by Sear out of the Bobcat timeout. Chamberlain sets it left pin, and that's going to be down for a kill, and that is Nina Peterson.
She's been pretty impressive tonight, in my opinion. But she's one of the 2 right sides for Byron Nelson, and those right sides have really done a nice job for them.
Again, point out of your own timeout for the Bobcats. Fusselman to serve. Pass up front. Cox. Cox gets it back, left pin. And she didn't get a really good swing, did she? She'll take the kill, obviously.
She ran past the set. Ball was on her left side. She did a nice job of hitting just an easy shot in middle box. It tripped up Byron Nelson.
Just like she planned it. Exactly.
That's what good volleyball players do.
Right. And Amador in. She paints the end line again. Does Elena Amador. Wow. It's a 3-point lead now for the Jags, 19-16.
I'd like to say that was a lucky shot, but they've done it a few times.
Yep. And there's no wind in here, right?
No,
there's no wind. Okay, just making sure. Amador, the junior, and then serves it into the net. Only 3 service errors by both teams as we play here in set number 2.
She over-adjusted. Her Coach Siegel probably told her to take a little off. She took too much off.
Peyton Pulley, Ava Famarillo also on the comment feed, and Haley Hutchings does, but unfortunately she hits it out. It's a 1-point lead, 19-18 now. Bryn Bates, the junior, with the serve. Oh, and the overpass. This one kept alive by Maddie Cox. And then it's her sister with that kill. I would think that if I'm a coach and I'm on either side and I see one of my players overpass, I'm like, no.
That's where you got to train your blockers to get up and try to joust at the net.
Two-point lead, 20-18. Fusselman on the serve receive, left side swing. Oh, and that one off the hands of Sear.
Sear's playing pretty shallow back there. I'm not sure if that ball was in. She was jumping high for it. Might have been out.
Samantha Hoppies with the serve. Sear from the back row. Hoppies keeps it alive. Chamberlain with the free ball. Pass up front, Amador. Quick set in the middle, blocked up front, kept alive. Left side swing off the block, kept alive. Joust, ends up on the side of Byron Nelson, but kept alive and then pushed out. I mean, they talk about baseball being a game of inches. If you can't see how delicate and just how close you miss or come to hit into court in this game, it's amazing.
You have to rely on the line judges who've done a really nice job tonight.
21-19. Jags trying to win the second set and even this at 1 set apiece. Service. Pass up front. Chamberlain sets it to Looper left side. Big swing. Blocked up front by Hutchings. Left side swing. Pass up front by Cox. Right side swing down to the tile. Hammering the tile, Gabby Walker.
It's a great swing by Gabby Walker.
And timeout. Byron Nelson, their second. But again, for those of you on this channel that are chatting, keep them coming. We will give you shout outs as well. All right, so put us in Jamie Siegel's on the right side. You're up 22-19. You have some momentum. What are you telling your girls?
I think I'm telling my setter to use all 3 of my options. Just then, Gabby Walker really came through. There was a double block. The dig was at the 10-foot line. The double block for Byron Nelson was already on the outside hitter. They set the right side. She was one-on-one. I think it's hard. Byron Nelson's doing a really good job of not relying solely on Charity. So my first instinct would say have a big double on Charity Looper, but at the same time, you got to really watch out for number 6 on the right side.
We say hello and a big shout out to Peyton Chamberlain's grandparents, Jean and JC Turner. Would love to hear where you're all watching from. Ooh, Eaton versus Geyer. They are tied 1-1 in sets. Geyer's up 18-14 in set number 3. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Christopher. Corey Clements. Oh my God, there's another great name in volleyball. Meantime, service over out of the Nelson timeout. Problem on the server receive. Here's another free ball. See what the Jags do with it. Dykes, Sear. That is something I don't think they did but one time in set number 1 is take advantage of the free ball.
Absolutely. They're starting to clean up their first touch. If I was Looper, I'd just swing on that third ball.
23-19. Big point out of the Byron Nelson timeout for the Jags. Chamberlain sets it. Looper, look how high she gets. Goodness gracious. Again.
Oh my gosh.
And this block's going to go out. But the elevation by number 14 on the left side.
I wish I could jump like that. She's really a once-in-a-lifetime athlete.
And if you want to let us know where you're watching from, please feel free to put it in. We'll read it. Left side, Sear. Liberty Hill back a while ago when they were going to state had Peyton Redmond, who was a great outside hitter, and she always, she did the decision kill. That's what you saw from Angelique Sear.
Mixing up your shots, it keeps the defense on their toes.
Sear now with 7 kills by our count. It is set point number 1 for the Jags. Service over by Hutchings. Ooh, problem on the serve receive. Down the line. Good job there was a good job by Charity Looper just to handle it, but the pass up front is what set that, and we are tied at 1 set apiece as Flower Mound wins that one 25-20.
What I'm really impressed with on both sides in both sets is just the high level of court IQ and court awareness. The hitters are hitting different shots. I think Peyton Chamberlain especially is setting a very smart offense, and her hitters are coming through.
By the way, I want to mention to Kevin, because he's producing and everything, you got about 2.5 minutes. Go get something to eat, because I know you're hungry. Seriously. Okay, so let's get to the shout-outs. Melissa Chamberlain, love you, Peyton and Julia from California. Sarah Martinez, the lovely and the awesome. I'm watching from Houston. Shannon Knowles from San Diego. Kirsten Wells from Fort Worth. The Turners from Boise, Idaho.
Oh, wow. Idaho.
I lived in Pennsylvania in my first 25 years. I wouldn't want to go near Idaho. No offense to the Turners, of course. Whoops.
I guess that's Peyton's grandparents.
That is,
They're
yep.
getting closer when she goes to Wyoming.
Tammy Becker, watching from Kansas. Go Kaylee and Maddie Cox. Watching my sis Kens, Kirsten Wells. Man, we got some great shout-outs. And again, thrilled to be teaming up with Sam Tipton, Lee Grisham, and all the great staff at TGCA as we get ready for set number 3. Okay, so we're tied 1 set apiece. I still think there's a little bit of momentum on the Byron Nelson side. I think Flower Mound was able to reach in and kind of pull some of that away. What are you expecting in set number 3? Early on, what's going to set the tone? Any idea? Any thoughts on what would set the tone in this 3rd set?
I think what great teams can do and what Flower Mound just did in set 2 is they still weren't playing great and they pulled out a win. So now it's tied 1-1. Their backs aren't against the wall. Hopefully they've settled down. Byron has now seen what Flower Mound can do. It's really an equal ball game at this point. If I were Flower Mound, I would tell them to relax and rely on your training. If I were Byron, I would say, you're doing a great job. Keep digging what you can dig. Mm-hmm. We have to put the balls away at the pins. I think Peyton's doing a phenomenal job setting her team. I mean, Flower Mound just has studs at every position. I think Byron's doing a really good job of matching them. Charity's doing a great job back row and front row. I would probably tell Charity she needs to step it up a little bit, just swinging a little harder from time to time. I would also tell the defense for Byron to keep talking to the hitters, telling them where to swing.
As you get a shout out from one of the fans here.
Yeah, one of the fans.
Anything you want to expand on, or just leave it at that?
Oh no, he coached club with me and Jamie at Excel. His name's Travis Perry.
Okay,
He's
awesome.
He's a Prosper fan unless we're playing Flower Mound. Then he's a Flower Mound fan always.
Meantime, Sion watching from Los Angeles. Judy Peterson watching from Omaha, Nebraska. Go Nina. Watching from Flower Mound, but zone for Byron Nelson is Cindy Renee. Carter Stacy says go Cox girls. Finish the fight Bobcats, Coach O. Holly Emmett, go Bella. Number 8 watching in Southeast Kansas. And Carter Stray says JAGS.
Jags, go Jags.
So we begin set number 3. So happy to have you here for this match. Flower Mound on your right and Byron Nelson on your left, and that's a service error, only the 4th for Flower Mound. Not the way you want to start set number 3.
Flower Mound just looks, judging by just the kids, they look a little more relaxed.
Addie Miller with the serve for Byron Nelson. Left side swing for Cox through the line. Oh, you don't want to get her going if you're Byron Nelson. Cox with the kill. Her 6th by our count ties it at 1. Byron Nelson, senior English Mrs. Harper from Fort Worth. Go Bobcats, says Patrick Harper. Charity. Amador sets it right side. Poke shot. Kept alive there by Peterson. Looper. Dug out by Cox in the back row. Right side swing, and it's out. Hitting error makes it 2-1, Byron Nelson.
I love that we have so many fans from both schools here and logging in and watching us, or watching this on YouTube.
Everybody being conscious of the pandemic. Imagine how loud this place would be if everybody could come in.
Oh my gosh.
And here's an unusual error for Peyton Chamberlain, a service error. That's the 4th one for the Cats, and we're tied at 2. 2 service errors here in set number 2. Service by Hutchings, dug out by Edel. Left side swing, nice dig by Kaylee. Tip shot, nice dig by Chamberlain. Looper set. And Fusselman will get the assist on that one. Man, Charity Looper on the left side, on the left pin is just dangerous.
Yeah, that's the Charity I remember.
She now has 8 kills by her count. Gives her team a 3-2 lead, and she will serve it. Cox on the server seat. On the left pin, Angelique Sear becoming a factor. Her 8th kill, we're tied at 3. So for the first time, we go back and forth throughout the beginning part of the set.
There's been a few unforced errors, but I think both teams have relaxed at 1-1 starting set 3.
LO says, go Bella, my niece from Salo from San Antonio, and that's going to be an ace. I see your phone blowing up too.
Oh yeah, I got people watching this, listening in.
Megan Ferris, the ace. 4-3 now, Jags. Fusselman on the serve receive, Looper the pass. Left side swing. And that one's going to be down for a kill. So Looper will get the assist there. And I think that was Hoppy's on the swing.
It was. She's a lefty hitting on the left side. That's really hard to block.
She now has 10 kills by her count.
I'm impressed.
The Turners from Idaho say, hey, great commentating. Which match are they watching? No, just kidding. Set on the slide. Cox. That would be Maddie Cox with the kill.
They called her under the net.
Oh, really?
They did. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a big turn. And Kaylee Cox over to talk to the R1. So as it stands right now, it's a point, an error. Oh, and now we're going to go to the R2 little conference here. And now we're going to go to the line judge as well. No, they're calling over Peyton Chamberlain. I'm sorry, the captain for Byron Nelson.
I thought that she was out of bounds when she stepped under the line.
Okay, so it's an unforced error and point for Byron Nelson. You think the call was correct, though?
I'd have to see a replay. I don't know if I agree with that one.
Well, next year when we're here and you're playing, we'll have replay available. How's that?
Perfect.
Service over by Fusselman. Problem on the return, and Angelique Sear with the miss hit, but that was on the bad pass from the serve. It's 6-4 now. Bobcats take a 2-point lead.
Flower Mound cannot get rattled by these referee calls, whether they agree with them or not.
Janine Hollier, New Jersey in the house. I'm a Pennsylvanian myself. Happen to be here in Texas, though. She says go Kayla and Maddie. Nice dig by Fusselman. Left side swing, and that one is, they call it in.
That's a good call by the line judge.
I believe that was Campbell Love on that one. 7-4, a 3-point run now for the Bobcats. Fusselman to serve again. Back row return for Cox off of Fusselman's hand. Cox with 8 kills. Makes it 7-5. Service, Fusselman on the return. Left side or right side swing. Dug out by Sear. Cox blocked in front. Hoppies with the block. The solo. Back to a 3-point lead for the Bobcats. Bryn Bates. Right side swing, blocked in front, kept alive. Amador, Cox to the back row, dug out by Looper. Little hang time on that dig. Meantime, free ball sent to the Jags. Cox left side, down for the count.
It's a nice swing.
And the earlier problems they had with the free ball, Jags are definitely come around on that one.
Absolutely. And that should be something they shouldn't have a problem with even from the beginning.
Kerry Kinsley says, keep up the great work. Go Bobcats. And that one blocked in front. Hutchings and Cox, the 5-6 combo.
It's a nice looking block there, up and over that net, pressing low, and that ball can't go anywhere but straight down.
Back to a 1-point lead. The talented libero. Elena Amador to serve. Chamberlain sets it left side. And down with the kill was Addie Miller. Samantha Hoppies to serve. Problem on the serve receive, kept alive. Free ball sent over. They were lucky to do that much. Looper in the middle. Goes directional, and I'm not sure if it would have been in or not, but it didn't matter. Sear went after it. Looper now with 9 kills by our count. It's back to a 3-point lead at 10-7. Quick set in the middle. Right now, the most consistent offensive weapon for the Jags. 5 in the middle on the quick set.
She's placed almost every ball. She finally swung on that, and they weren't expecting it. That's a nice job of her mixing up her shots.
5 kills by our count for her, for number 5. Caroline Dykes, the talented setter to serve. Chamberlain sets it left side. Looper dug out by Cox. Let's see if they can keep it alive. They do. It'll be a free ball, but good job off the torch sent down by Looper. The dump shot kept alive, but not able to return it. Chamberlain will get the kill, and to me, she's as good as any setter on doing the dump shot.
Oh yeah, and for her to have to play middle, block middle, she's a phenomenal athlete.
11-8. Left side swing, Cox through the block. She dug out 10 kills.
I'd say at this point, Byron Nelson's defense is looking so good. The hitters for Flower Mound really need to focus on tooling off the block into the stands.
Tammy McClure, Mrs. McClure says, go fight, win, Bobcats. Service over. Dug out, Chamberlain sets it in the middle. Quick set, Dykes, and again, location for Hutchings. Hey, just keep doing that all day if you're a Jags fan.
Absolutely.
Cox with the serve. Oh, and that's going to be an ace. Cox with their second ace, and we're tied at 11.
Haley Hutchings is frustrating to play against because she always puts the ball where you're not. So you have to be on your toes, ready to move every time she gets set.
It's 3 points in a row to tie it. Oh, wait a minute. Now we have an R1, R2 conversation.
I think that Byron Nelson wants to replay that ball because it hit the basketball goal, and there was a number 2. Campbell Love was standing right underneath it, ready to play it.
Do you do that? Yep, they're calling it.
It's typically up to the referee. I think that if it's playable, they usually call a replay. What the R1 is saying right now is that if there was no basketball goal there, they would not have played it up.
Does it matter that the goal is probably 6-7 feet away from the end line?
When it's 2 athletic teams, they can run almost anything down.
That's true. Looper left side swing off the Flower Mound block. Sykes dug out nicely. Right side swing dug out by Cox. Quick set in the middle. Hutchings again! In auto racing, you say when you're running well, you're dialed in. Haley Hutchings is dialed in that middle spot.
She's a senior. She knows that if she doesn't perform right now, then this is her last game.
12-11 now. Nice serve by Cox. I'm looking for a timeout here. No? Yep, here it comes.
You read her mind.
Well, I will say this, when you've been doing this, and again, you're blessed to have people like, TGCA behind you and Butch Hart. You learn the match, you learn the game. You can pretty much tell when a coach is going to call a timeout.
You can, and then there's some coaches that call them real quick. There's some coaches that wait. I probably wait a little too long. I want my girls.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You want them to work through it? Is
yes,
that it?
And I like a faster paced match. I don't like having stoppages, but I think that's a smart timeout by Coach Groth.
Okay, so real quick, get a little, your husband's name, your kid's name.
So I'm married to Justin Kaufman. He actually has a basketball game tonight. He's the varsity.
Oh, wow.
He's the varsity head basketball coach at Frisco Centennial.
Okay.
So we're a coaching family. And then my son is 3.5. His name is Keegan. And loves sports, football and basketball especially. Loves coming to the games. He's a gym rat for sure. And then I am 35 weeks pregnant, and I'm expecting my second one on December 28th. And we do not know if it's a boy or a girl. We like to be surprised.
Okay.
That
should be interesting.
If I had to put money on it, I'd say we're having another boy.
Oh, wow. Do you want a girl eventually?
No. 2 is the limit. If we have one, great. If not, we're fine.
Meantime, out of the Byron Nelson timeout, Looper with the swing. Dug out by Kaylee Cox. Left side swing, Bercier through the defense. Oh, man. So you have Hastings in the middle. Sear coming around. Kaylee Cox starting to find it. I think, in my mind, the momentum now is right in the middle of the court. Neither team has.
Absolutely.
They have taken it back. Great kill by Sykes, and then the ever-present momentum killer.
Yep.
The service error.
You want to serve aggressive because you're playing a team that's got a potent offense, but also too aggressive means higher or more service errors.
So 14-12 on the service error. Quick set in the middle. Hutchings, this one dug out by Chamberlain. Dump shot attempted, blocked by Hutchings, and they're calling it still live. Hutchings again to the back row, dug out by Chamberlain. Fusselman sets it. Looper can only send it back over. That one just over on the Byron Nelson side. Swing there. And Looper said, enough is enough, please. Charity Looper now with 10 kills by our count. 1 point lead for the Bobcats as Chamberlain back to serve. Carter Stray has checked in on the feed. Left side swing here, but I forget. I want to see a replay. Wow. Wow, I thought that was in.
I did too.
Oh, they're going to call it an error, and it's tied at 14. Service to the back row. Amador to pass. Right side swing. Block, kept alive by Dykes. Sear, past the front line. Okay, so you trade out 1 for 1.
Yeah, oh well, that could have been called a double.
15-14. Haley Hutchings, who's become Miss Realtor. Fusselman almost into the net, kept alive, and Looper. If you enjoy volleyball, you enjoyed what she just did.
It's important to remember that Peyton Chamberlain is back row, so the blockers for Flower Mound cannot jump with her because now they're leaving Charity 1 on none.
Hello to Russell Petty as well. Right side set, tip shot dug out by Fusselman. Stays off the line. Middle shot down. Angelique Sear now with 11 kills by our count. And a lot of those in the last 2 sets gives her team a 1-point lead, 16-15.
Angelique Sear is hard to dig because she hits kind of a floater shot. It's hard with not a ton of spin, so it's hard to dig that ball accurately.
Service. Left side swing. Oh man, and that's off the shoulder of Cox. And I thought Chamberlain did a tremendous job just to keep, I thought she was going for the dump. She was almost right into the net.
The thing to remember is she's back row right now, so she can't dump that ball. So Bella Ortiz should not be jumping with her. The only reason she'd be jumping with her is if she thinks it's really over the net, then she's got to get her hands on that ball, so they call a back row block.
Tied at 16. Eden Fusselman to serve. Serves a floater. Right side swing, and that one, a return error as she didn't get it over the net.
Sear tried to cut it too hard.
17-16 now. Fusselman. Set left side, and Sykes makes up for it.
She said, set me again.
I think we're starting to see the true offense for both teams come around now.
Yes.
And as good as Samantha Hoppies was early on, she hasn't had too many swings here lately.
She's cooled off a little bit.
Cox gets it left side, blocked up front. Nice dig by Amador, keeping it alive. Back row punch.
The touch.
Nice hand to keep that one alive. Cox down for the kill. And that was set up by Angelique Sear, as you said, the great touch in the back row.
Middlebacks have the hardest job because they have sideline to sideline. She did a nice job. She read wrong, but she was able to adjust her weight and get a hand on that ball.
Say hello to Annette Sear, who is very active on Twitter. I love her following and retweeting. Meantime, left side swing. Dug out by Amador. Cox, tip shot. The change of pace.
The set was a little tight and low. She knew if she went hard, she'd probably hit into the block or into the net.
19-17, don't forget, Coach Groth on the left side of your screen has already used one of her 2 timeouts, as I learn how to talk again. Looper on the serve receive. Left side swing, Hoppy blocked in front, the 6-8 block combo. That is Cox and Bella Ortiz, and now timeout Byron Nelson. 2017.
The Flower Mound middles are unassuming because they're the shortest front row players they have, but they are phenomenal blockers.
Jeff Eccles says 9 kills, Looper, keep it up, Loopy. Russell Petty also saying hello. Any shout outs you want to give from your multi-texting over there?
Well, I have some friends, Megan and Steve Condata. They're texting me.
Where are they at?
They're in Frisco,
Oh,
Texas.
nice. Okay.
She's a middle school coach, and
That's what, 10 miles down the road?
yeah, not far
Okay.
at all. But she's making fun of me because you asked if I wanted a girl. I said no. What I really meant was we're gonna have 2 children. If
Okay.
our second one is a girl, great. If it's a boy, great. But we're not gonna try for a third.
Okay.
We're too busy.
As 2 coaches, yeah, I can understand that. Okay, so I'm not going to put you on either side. I'm going to say, This is great volleyball right here.
It's fun to watch. I'm nervous and I'm not coaching.
I know, I can see. If people could see your face right now, the nerves on her face is amazing as we serve out of the Byron Nelson timeout. Left side swing here. Look out by Amador. Cox left side, blocked in front. The 9-8 block combo for Byron Nelson, Croshaw and Huppies.
I am just so impressed with Byron Nelson tonight.
And that's a big point out of their own timeout. Cuts it to a 2-point lead. Bryn Bates with the serve. Amador to pass up front. Set on the slide, attack right side.
Nice dig by Charity.
Free ball sent over. This has been dangerous the last 2 sets. Cox, nice dig by Charity. Left side swing, nice dig in the back row there by Maddie. Cox, dug out by Charity. Left side swing, tap, and then dumped over. Oh, I missed the call.
They called the blocker over the net.
Wow.
That's a very surprising call.
So a blocking error instead of 2019, we're at 21-18. Now we've seen this go on both sides now, so it's been even.
They're calling it evenly, that's for sure.
Corey Clements wants to know who's on the other side of this Region 1 matchup. This seems like a regional final, heck, a state final to me. Texas high school volleyball getting better and better. And I'm going to ask Christopher. Christopher, you gave the score update on Geyer and Eaton before. Can you get us a score update on that? It was 18-14 Geyer in set 3. The match was tied at 1 set apiece. And now we have a reversal, apparently.
Wow. Whatever happens, both teams, they cannot let whatever the final ruling is affect the next play. It's far too late in the game.
Is this the point where you ask for a replay?
I would. I think it's the fair thing to do. If I were Flower Mound, I would settle down and side out as fast as possible.
So Nelson will end up with the point. It'll be a kill by Chamberlain.
I think it should have been Nelson's ball.
2019. Cox. Dug out. Left side swing. Sear on the dig. Cox again, left side swing, and that'll be out. 2-point lead. Cox now. 13 kills by our count. 21-18.
Haley Hutchings back into the front row. Let's see if she can get a few kills.
Elena Amador. Yeah, this really should be a state. This should be a state semifinal or state final.
Yes.
Oh, and the rally killer. A service error. Service error number 6. And it's 21-20. By the way, looks like it's going to a 5th set. Eaton up 19-12 in the 4th set, so Geyer with a 2-1 lead as Cox puts that one past the defense. (22-19). So looks like they're going to a 5th set with Eaton up 19-12 in the 4th set. Corey, that's the bracket on the other side. Looper, great dig by Amador over the net. Looper in the middle, touched by the defense, but not able to come through.
Great dig by Amador.
So again, this is the Region 1 semifinal. The other Region 1 semifinal, Eaton and Geyer, appears to be heading to the 5th set. Christopher, thank you for keeping us updated. As Cox through the defense. So now, Kaylee Cox has become Charity Looper on the other side. You know what? I'm tired of this. Let's go. Give it to me.
And the setter's done a nice job of getting the ball a little higher for her so she can get up and she can really reach and hit a power shot.
23-20. Kaylee Cox to serve. She's got one ace. Dug out. Chamberlain sets Looper left side. Cox with the pass up front. Quick set. Oh, and Hutchings misses on the direction. That might be the first or second only hitting error for Hutchings.
Second error. I do have to give a quick shout out to Denton Geyer. They're our district opponent, so I'm always rooting for my district opponents.
23-21. Peyton Chamberlain, the all-everything setter to serve. Dug out by Amador. Left side swing, Sear pounds the hard one. Angelique Sear, kill number 13 by our count. And it is set point, Jags. Carter Stray says 2 more. Hutchings with the serve. Fusselman, Chamberlain, dump shot, falls in.
That's a gutsy move on game point.
It just amazes me how she can do that so well. Set point number 2 now. Charity Looper to serve. Cox the pass up front. Dyke sets it. That one kept alive. Left side tip shot, dug out by Amador over the net. Looper in the middle. And Looper with the kill. 13 for her, and we're 24-23. And she's gonna call. I was wondering if Jamie was gonna call a timeout here. She looked at the R2 and said, do I have 2 left? She said, yes. She said, okay, I'm gonna take one here.
Yeah, that's smart. If she had 1, maybe wait. Although I'm guilty of waiting too long.
You keep saying that.
I would think at this point you want to get Sear the ball. She's in the front row. She's proven. You've got Charity in the back row for them. I don't know if that's good or bad for Flower Mound. She's certainly reading well and making a lot of digs, but she's also not. I mean, that was a nice back row attack she had, but look for the ball to go to Charity, even if she's in the back row. If I were Flower Mound, I'd want a good pass, run all 3 options, but at the end of the day, I'd be setting Sear.
We always say in broadcasting, it's always better to have 2 commentators. When you get somebody experienced like yourself, it is just so much better.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
I told you to have a good time. So here we go, Charity Looper to serve. It is set point number 3, but more importantly, does Flower Mound win in regulation, or do we go in volleyball overtime? Out of the Flower Mound timeout, the pass. Dyke sets it left pin. Saren, you called it!
What a great set.
25-23. Angelique Sear, her 14th kill. But none more bigger than that one right there. Wow.
She came through when she needed to, and that's what great players do.
Kevin, if you want to grab some food or do something, feel free, man. We'll take it from here for a second. Kevin McAdams, who was just we talked to both Libby Pacheco and Tim Ford about folks, that worked so hard behind the scenes and gave them a chance to talk about the folks that don't get a lot of publicity but do such important work. And I'll give you a chance now for Prosper ISD or for Prosper High School, because I mean this is phenomenal. You couldn't ask for a better setup here than what we have.
The superintendent that hired me, Dr. Watkins, he just retired this past summer. I actually coached his daughter my first couple of years here. Huge fan, loves sports, and could not be more supportive, no matter if his daughter was playing or not. And I still talk to him, and he is the ultimate mentor. And Dr. Ferguson is our new superintendent. She's a female, and she's really into female empowerment, and I really appreciate that about her. She's very good at developing female leaders. Our athletic director, Valerie Little, she's done great things for us. And then I have to give a shout out to my staff, Taylor Robinson, Olivia Mastrilli, Rena Bersosa, and Matt Dickinson. This year I had to replace everyone except Matt Dickinson. And,
wow.
And because my assistants have moved on to head coaching jobs, and it's
so that tree from Aaron Kaufman.
Yes,
right?
my varsity assistant my first 4 years is now at McKinney Boyd as the head coach.
Wow.
JJ Castillo, she's doing great things there. Last year, my varsity assistant, Leslie Jackson, she took the McKinney High School job this year.
Wow.
And then my JV coach last year, Angel Mater, is now the head coach at Prosper Rock Hill, the new high school here. So, when you're losing your assistants to head coaching jobs, you can't be upset about that. And
I think that's a compliment.
That's
a huge compliment.
Absolutely, and we're very
Says
lucky.
how good the head coach is.
They're
right.
Yeah,
right. By the way, real quick, a story I was telling Aaron before. The first time I met you was years ago. I don't know, 5-6 years ago. at a match at Pearland, and I was just trying to get, a roster from you. And I mean, especially early on in the season, you're trying to get things worked out. You're watching your kids. And I told Aaron that, she kind of didn't look like she really had a lot of time. And so she was just kind of like, okay, and sent me to her assistant. And I thought, man, did I say something wrong? So I was kind of intimidated, but as I got to know you, and of course through coaches like Jacob Thompson, Michael Kane, and all the great folks, we got to have conversation. And of course, 2017 state championship match. That one, I'll remember forever, and I'll remember Sierra Heck flying into the scorer's table, thinking this girl ain't coming back.
She was tough that day. She's a tough kid, but what resilience from my whole team that day. I just love the game of volleyball, so I might look intimidating, but I promise I'm not.
By the way, Eaton in that other match took the 4-set 25-17. They're going to the 5th and deciding set.
Wow.
Eaton and Geyer. Thank you, Chris, for keeping us updated.
Geyer has some amazing athletes as well.
So here we go. Byron Nelson, what do you do?
I don't think anything they're doing is wrong. I think they continue to do the same thing. I think Hoppus needs, number 9, she needs to step up a little, get some more kills like the first set.
As we are underway in set number 4, 2-1 set lead for the Jags as the dig in the back row. Looper left side, dug out nicely. Dykes, and guess what? Her first dump attempt, and she picks the fine time to do it, Carolyn Dykes.
If I were Looper, I'd turn it on now. When she swings hard, she gets a kill almost every time. I think it's kind of do or die. They're down 2-1.
Caroline Dykes, right?
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't call her name for so long. Oh, and that one's going to be wind-aided out behind the end line. Service error, we're tied at 1. By the way, Carter Stray on that set point for Angelique Sear says, boom. That pretty much said it all on that one. And that one, so now it's really unfair that Haley Hutchings, besides being perfect, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to use the tape and let it bounce off the tape and fall in.
I mean, her hand-to-ball contact is almost perfect every time.
2-1, Jags lead it. That one off the tape, ironically, Chamberlain. And that's going to be a net violation on the Jags. And we're tied at 2. What a great match, what great volleyball.
I have to give a quick shout out to my parents.
Okay.
They're listening in St. Louis, Missouri, Maureen and Gary McClanahan.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Watching and listening. Set on the hut, Sear. Change of pace, dug out, Looper to the back row. Dug out by Kaylee, and a net violation. Underneath the net was Looper. And now over to talk about it is Bree Grove. I'm sorry, I was following the ball.
I was too.
Okay.
Good to see Looper getting up. She was down for a while.
You don't want to see that.
Never.
Jeff Eccles says, let's go Cats. Thank you, Jeff. And so it is point, net violation point for the Jags. They lead at 3-2. They're up 2-1. Lost the first set 25-21. Won the second 2 sets 20 and 23. Chamberlain with the set in the middle. Dug out by Cox. Quick set, push to the back line, and that's out. Bella Ortiz, a little bit too much. I still think there's a little bit of a breeze blowing right to left, but I don't know. It's your gym. Tied at 3. Charity Looper. Sear with the serve receive. Ortiz almost jumped past that set. Left side swing, Hoppus. Sear through the block, passed up front, dump shot. You know she can do it, you just don't know when she's gonna do it.
If I were the libero for Flower Mound, I'd step more to the middle of the court, force her to tip somewhere else.
8 kills by Chamberlain by our count. Of course, nothing's official, but until the coaches send us that. Meantime, Sear through the block for the kill. That's 15 kills for her and 15 for Cox. By my count, we're tied at 4.
It's a nice shot.
We are literally going back and forth here in set number 4. And into the net, service error number 8 now. Nelson with the 1-point lead. Leanne Johnson says, cheering for Flomo from St. Louis, Missouri. Go Jags.
Okay.
Fusselman to serve. Cox, dug out by Looper. Left side swing, roll shot, dug out by Amador. Oh, man. Joust coming at the net, kept on the Byron Nelson side, and that one out. It seemed like when Cox went up off the set, she had to adjust her timing because it wasn't the set she was expecting.
You're right.
We're tied now at 5. Hey, you heard it. It's on tape. I'm right. Yay. Amador to the back row. Fusselman on the receive. Chamberlain, quick set in the middle. Dug out. Right side swing. Dug out Fusselman. Chamberlain keeps it alive in net violation. Point Jags on the net violation. They go up 6-5. Eaton is up 7-4. Timeout Geyer. Thank you, Christopher. This is why we love the fan interaction.
I love it.
Chamberlain sets it on the slide. Blocked in front, kept alive by Fusselman. Who else? Blocked again, kept alive still, but not able to come through. That is a 5-15 block combo for Flower Mound. That's Hutchings and Maddie Cox.
It's hard to get through that wall.
7-5. How nervous are you for your Bobcats right now? Not too much?
It's a long set.
And there you go.
Yep.
That is the 3rd service error of this set.
Flower Mountain serves very aggressive, but they're also getting tired, so they have to focus in on serving a flat and clean serve. Their balls are sailing out of bounds.
Scott Matthews checking in from Nashville, Tennessee. Go Bobcats, watching from Nashville. Cox, Looper. Chamberlain sets it, left side swing. Dug out by Cox. Back row return. Dug out by Looper again. What great defense she's played all night. Hoppies dug out. Amador sets it. Right side location shot. Maddie Cox.
Maddie Cox has shown some finesse tonight. That's pretty cool to see.
Chuck, a shout out to Nathan Avey, A-V-E-Y. Hello, Nathan. And that's from our folks in Boise, Idaho. Brr. Meantime, the 5-6 block combo. And timeout Byron Nelson. So Hutchings and Cox make it a 3-point lead at 9-6. Now, I'm going to ask you, as a coach, is this too early for timeout number 1 at 9-6 on the Byron Nelson side? And not being critical, just ask. I would have thought you'd wait a little bit.
It could get out of hand very quickly. So I think that Coach Groth is trying to stop the momentum on the Flower Mound side, because you side out right now, all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. If you let it keep going, all of a sudden it's a 4, 5, 6-point game, then it starts to get out of hand.
Well, and here's the thing, as I was looking at my scorebook, 5 of the last 7 and 6 of the last 9 points have gone to Flower Mound.
It's a momentum shift right now, or she's trying to make this timeout a momentum shift. Now, if they get the side out right now, we'd like to call that a coach's point.
Stephenville, Texas, checking in. That is Tarleton State University. Say hello to Andrew Burrows. Hello, Andrew. Rhonda Vessel says, go Maddie. These are 2 incredible volleyball programs. And I'm sitting next to a coach with another incredible volleyball program.
Thank you.
9-6 to score. Say hello to Drew Rogers, the Booster Club president of the Byron Nelson Volleyball Club. Dyke sets it on the pin. Oh my. 16 kills now for number 6.
Flower Mound is finally starting to settle in. Their setters are setting a more consistent ball, and it's allowing all of their hitters to trust what type of ball they're getting.
Geyer fighting back with a 3-0 run. Cuts the Eaton lead to 8-7, and that's in the other Region 1 semifinal. That one blocked but kept alive by Chamberlain. Fussell sets it off the tip that time, off the hit by Miller. Cox hits it in or out? Out. Cox tried to do the location thing that Hutchings is so good at, but misses that time. 10-7.
And number 4, Bryn Bates, was right there. She knew that ball was out.
And thank you, Christopher, by the way, for keeping us updated on the other final. As Cox on the serve receive there, she'll get it back left side to the back row. Not quite the Kaufman corner, but close enough.
Yes.
And tell me when I'm wrong. I'm okay with that, you know?
You haven't been wrong yet.
11-7. It is a lot of fun. I'm so glad you're here. This is way too much fun.
This is fun.
Kaylee Cox with the serve now. Looper on the serve receive. Chamberlain, dump shot. Tip back over by Sear. And that one blocked by Angelique Sear. And the towels waved by the Flower Mound fans come out in force.
It was a great solo block by Sear.
And they handled the dump shot attempt by Chamberlain as well. And that one will go out. So they've got now 10 service errors. Cuts it to a 4-point lead. Sent over by Miller. Oh, man. There's nothing worse than back-to-back service errors.
That was a nice read by Sear. That ball was close.
Keeps it at a 5-point lead, 13-8. Geyer now up 9-8 in set 5 in the other Region 1 semifinal. Winner of that one takes the winner of this one. Dug out by Hutchings that time. Quick set, dug out by... And a great dig off the monster hit by Looper. She'll get another chance, and she tattoos the sideline this time. Wow. Wow. You know, you don't even need the commentary on points like that. Just watch it and enjoy.
I love that Cox stepped in. She's not scared.
Christopher says, my pleasure. Best high school volleyball is here in North Texas.
I have to agree with Christopher.
No bias whatsoever.
Yeah, no bias.
Sear. I don't know if we're going to call for a player in the match or not. But man, oh man, number 12 really stepping up for her team.
Sear's done a nice job. She's really stepped up tonight.
Corey Clements, who coached against her mentor when Cedar Park played Amarillo, and Jan Barker won her 10th and final state championship, says back-to-back service errors are the absolute worst. Meantime, great defense to keep this one alive on the Flower Mound side. Looper off the block. Sear. I don't think Bree Groth has any option but to call a timeout on this one.
I agree. This is the Flower Mound we played against in the 3rd round. They were digging everything, firing on all cylinders, not making any unforced errors.
And Christopher says Geyer now up 11-8. What a comeback in that set.
Coach Van Noy does a good job for them.
I love Heather. She is, oh my God. She's one that I actually got along with from set one, because I was at, I met her at Volleypalooza a few years ago. It's like, why would you want my roster? I'm like, we're here to cover this. She's like, really? That's so cool.
I knew her when she was in like Dallas. We were in the same district as them. And then she got the job at Geyer, and I think that might have been one of the first years that she was, I mean, she's big time. The Geyer's big time.
Yeah, they are.
They're in our district. We split with them. They've got 3 studs. They've got a great setter, Brooke Slusser, and then they've got Kendall Stowers on the outside, and they've got Jordan Williams in the middle. He's going to Kentucky. They're a good team. When their ball control's on, they're hard to stop.
And just as we say that, it's now 11-all.
Oh my gosh, game to 4.
So out of the second Nelson timeout, Bree Groth and her staff out of timeouts in regulation. They trail at 15-9. And that one, a miss hit. That would have been out if they had let it go.
That would have been out.
But it's an ace, and it's 16-9. And momentum truly on the side of the Jags at this point. And Sear is doing it all. Serving aces, making blocks. Geyer up 13-11. Oh my. It's like radar now with her.
You can't make this up. That's a perfect serve.
I apologize. That's actually Megan Ferris doing the serving on this one. She's now got 4 aces by our count. Back to back here to make it 17-9. Looper, touch shot, blocked in front, kept alive. And then nobody there to follow it. It's a 15-8 block combo. Bella Ortiz and Maddie Cox. And the worst part of this for Bree Groth and her staff, you don't have a timeout left.
You're right. So now you just got to try to stop the bleeding. I just received an update that Geyer and Eaton are tied at 13.
Yep, just saw it, 13-all. And service error. That's okay. You'll be okay with Ferris on that service error. She served 2 aces.
Yes. You always want your ace to error ratio to be in the positive if you can, so she's +1 on that.
18-10, Looper to serve. Set left side, Angelique Sear. On all good teams, and you've seen this on yours, different players step up at different times.
I think Cox and Sear have been a great 1-2 combo, but Sear's really, she's really shown up tonight.
Set on the pin, blocked in front, another 15-8 block combo. Maddie Cox and Bella Ortiz. It's 20-10. Second block combo in 4 points. Chamberlain sets it, Looper in the middle. And
wow.
Maddie will keep it alive.
Nice dig.
Megan Ferris, oh my. Everything is falling out. 21-10, and again, they can't stop play.
14-13 Eaton.
Wow. Both teams out of timeouts in that Geyer-Eaton match. Fusselman. Poke right side. Dug out by Amador. Cox blocked in front. The 7-8 block combo for Byron Nelson.
Eaton won 15-13.
Oh my.
Thank you, Nick Gay, the head coach at Weatherford, for keeping me updated.
Nina Peterson and Caitlin Coleshaw, as that's going to be an ace. So Fusselman. Listen to this. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? I got it some. Oh, I know where I got it. I don't have it yet. I'll find it. Meantime, 21-11, or 21-12 rather, on the ace. To the back row, dug out by Looper. Left side swing, Hepes, and Hepes with the kill. Little 3-point run here, 21-13.
Hoppa's coming through with another kill.
Cox, dug out by Fusselman. Looper, back row return, and that's out. Unfortunately for Byron Nelson, you don't have a big margin of error right now.
No.
22-13.
But your backs are against the wall. You might as well go as hard as you can.
As we get a timeout for the ball girl. Going to be the libero, Elena Amador. Problem on the serve receive. Free ball sent over. Pass up front. Set in the middle. Hutchings dug out by Looper, but not able to return. Hutchings. 23-13. Hutchings now with 9 kills by our count. And Christopher, thank you for the updates on the Geyer-Eaton match as well. So Eaton will play the winner of this match. Looper, Talk about elevation. 15 kills by our count for Charity, keeping her team in it. They need a 10-point run right here.
I've seen it done before, but
Oh, absolutely. Bryn Bates, Sear the pass. Kaylee Cox.
that was
And
out.
out. 23-15 on the return error. You don't want to give Byron Nelson any kind of momentum. You got to close the door.
And Flower Mound has the ability to use all their hitters right now, not just rely on their outsides.
Tip shot by Hutchings. Dugout Looper.
Nice set.
Left side swing. Hepes, and Hepes with the kill. That's 12 by our count. 23-16.
It's a great set by Chamberlain. Dig was low. She was able to get out of her hands clean.
Bryn Bates, another serve. Cox to the back row off of Looper, or Charity's arm. And it is set and match point number 1. 17 kills by my count for Kaylee Cox.
See if they set Charity.
Service. Chamberlain sets it left side. Dug out by Sear. Quick set in the middle. Hutchings with the big swing. Joust. And that one will be won on the side of Peyton Chamberlain and the Bobcats. Staying alive as set match point number 2. 24-17. Samantha Hepes has done herself proud here with the serve. Service on the return. Dyke sets it left side. Kept alive. Looper. Roll shot. Dug out by Sykes. Cox will get another swing, sends it to the back row. Dug out by Bates. Looper gets another swing left side. Dug out by Amador. Dump shot. Dug out by... And then the swing by Charity Looper. It's 24-18.
No surprise, they're setting her every ball.
Fusselman had that great dig, by the way. Looper now with 16 kills by our count.
24-18. Byron Nelson's done a good job coming back.
Hepes, another serve. Cox gets the swing into the net, kept it alive. They're calling 4
Yes.
hits. I'm taking a timeout if I'm Jamie. She is not.
Her hitters look tired right now.
They're trying to put the nail in the coffin.
Yes.
24-19. Sear. Cox again left side. Out. 24-20. Here comes the timeout. And you're absolutely right. Not that I'm surprised, but yeah, they are really tired out there.
Well, they were up by so much. All they needed was 1 point. I would have set somebody else because now they're at a point where they're going to have to rely on their outsides. Where the first 5 points, they could set their middle or they're right on a good pass. I think they set their middle once, but they've really relied on Cox, and Cox is looking gassed right now.
Leads have been 16-9, 18-9, 21-10, 23-13, 24-16 is where this run started. They've scored 4 in a row to make it 24-20. The thing you got to watch, though, I mean, they're obviously being aggressive and winning so far. Unforced error can end it as well.
If I were the setter, I'd set Cox a little tight and tell her to tool off the block. It's a kill almost every time if you're expecting it.
I would go Hutchings. But that's just me. What do I know about volleyball? Here we go. Out of the Jags timeout. Service. Dyke sets it. Cox in the middle. Dug out by Fusselman. Looper left side. Dug out by Sykes. Cox again, this time left side. Great dig there. Right side swing, dug out by Sykes. Return. Dug out by Fusselman. Towards the bench, kept alive. Free ball to be sent over. The pass. Dykes Cox, left-hand return. Dykes quick set, tip shot, and that falls in, and that'll do it. And guess who? Haley
right.
Hutchings, number 5.
You were right.
21, 25, 25, 20, 25, 23, 25, 20. The Jags move on. They'll take on Eaton in the Region 1 finals. But oh my God, what great volleyball we saw tonight.
Like I said, I'm stressed out, and I'm not even. I have no hand in
Don't
this
be
game.
stressing, you're pregnant now. Come on, girl. What's the matter with you?
That was really, as cliche as it sounds, that was like edge of your seat volleyball. That was fun.
Wow. Wow. So Flower Mound now owns a 2-1 advantage in the head-to-head. The first two were in the regional quarter, this one in the regional semi. And the previous 2 years, 2018, it was Flower Mound that won, went on to win state. Last year, Byron Nelson won the match. They went on to win state.
I'm not going to call it this early.
Of course not.
Without having the tournaments at the beginning of the year, you don't know what you have in the other cities. But I would say if Flower Mound can win this region, I'd love to see them play Klein. I don't know if Klein's going to win Region 2. I think they have a good shot at it, but that'd be a fun matchup to watch.
Corey Clement says, I don't even do this for a living anymore and I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
When you're a coach, when you're watching something, you get stressed, right?
It's
when you're
kind of
watching
in your
match?
DNA, yeah.
Yeah, understood. Hey, want to give a huge thanks to Kevin McAdams, our producer, who came up on his own dime to help us out with this venture. He's with Victory Radio Network, working with TGCA. Want to thank Sam Tipton and, of course, Lee Grisham and the great staff at TGCA. I want to give you another chance to thank your great staff up here for, you guys were so welcoming. We walked in and we just felt like we were home.
Well, thank you. It's hard to lose in playoffs and then host the team that just beat you, but we love watching good volleyball. We invited all of our younger kids in the middle school systems to come and watch because this is what we want them to see and this is what we want them to dream about. And we want them wearing, green and white and playing in this game when they get older. I have to thank my staff. They graciously hosted this, and then when I said I was doing color commentary, I said, oh, by the way, I'm not actually working it. I'm going to be, and they haven't skipped a beat. They've done a great job, and like I said, I'm blessed to be here. I'm so thankful. We have some of the best people in Prosper, Texas.
Speaking of great jobs, you did a great job.
Well, thank you.
How much fun was it?
I think I found my new calling.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I'll come up and work with you anytime.
Thank you.
No question.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks to everybody. Jeff Eccles, Andrew Burrows, Kim Myers, Christopher, the Turners, everybody that chimed in. V. Ryan was on there. It would take me 20 minutes to go through all the names, but everybody who chimed in, thanks very much for watching and enjoying this match. Once again, the final score, Flower Mound wins it 3-1, 21-25, 25-20, 25-21, and 25-20. For everybody at TGCA and everybody here at Prosper High School, thanks for tuning in. Enjoyed being with you as we say goodnight and bid you adieu from Prosper, Texas.